everyone, for this video we're going to be doing the review of the Super Hyperion starter. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and we're going to get started. This was provided by HASBRO, so if you're wondering how did we get it for this video, HASBRO did provide it. And please, please, please make sure you are subscribed to this channel. With that being said, let's get started. This is, it's a weird thing to say, but this is like the better way to get Super Hyperion. It is a recolor, but I don't know what's better between the Speedstorm Metal, Xceed and Zone, or the regular ones. But you also get the 1A chassis discs. So for those who are wondering, the chassis system has been removed by HASBRO. Instead, for the double chassis, which were the things that all the gimmicks and whatever, are basically formatted into discs. Now we got to see how heavy they are to see if they have any use, but it's very interesting. The color reference for this one seems to be kind of like Cosmic Apocalypse to memory, because it's got the yellow, the blue, the red. I mean, it's a little bit more of a darker yellow, like a dark mustard. Maybe like a darkish gold now I'm thinking about it, but still. Going over to the back, its ability for this one is a fused attack power. So most likely, if we're not going to get gimmicks on some releases, they'll likely just cling to fused attack power. I just hope these discs are at least like as heavy as Zero, because then after I can at least maybe try to use them. Because the biggest issue with Rise was the exclusive discs were very light, so they didn't have any real use, like even if I wanted to use them. So that's something we have to keep in mind. But anyways, yeah, download the app and we're gonna move on. So now that we have Hyperion set up, we're gonna be doing the part by part. We've got our first part, which is the Hyperion chip. Now the chip is actually in reference to Cosmic Apocalypse overall with all the colors. So if you are wondering, it is a cool reference that they made to a very silly recolor. As well, we'll be doing a comparison to regular Hyperion. Overall, it is an alright recolor. Certainly better than the Ace Dragon recolor that we got with Rise. Now I gotta see which side. Here we go. I think slopes on Hyperion were just okay. Not bad, not really good, just okay. QR is at the end and looks fine. Then after, of course, we've got our ring, which is Super. So we just went over the Storm chip, and then after we are going over the ring. The ring of Super, let me just go over, actually somehow has more detail than the set one, because this part right here didn't have the sticker, and this one actually does have the detail for it. So that is very strange that the set has less detail than the starters. But I guess he'll win somehow. I don't really know. That's very awkward. They did that. Flipping it over though, there you go, with the gold and everything. Super is okay. In terms of like how it is and everything, I'm just more surprised at the other parts. But if you're wondering how it looks on the side view, there you go. Moving over to the next part, which is perhaps the most exciting part, is they actually did do the chassis, but it's a little disc, which is 1A. So in comparison to the actual chassis, it is much bigger. But at least HASBRO didn't screw it up. The weight, I believe, on this and on 1B should be about 23 grams, which I think is what you normally get on Zero. So you could get variations, or maybe it gets to 24. It depends, because obviously metal discs can vary. But yeah, not a disappointment this time. You can make some really crazy combinations. Plus, if you put it on a TAKARA TOMY bay, you can have 1A with 1S. Moving on to the side shot on the camera here, you can see how it exactly looks. They even have the little sparkle details, which I really do gotta appreciate. Very cool how HASBRO did it. So just moving it here now. We're gonna be moving on to the next part, which I'm sure everyone was wondering, which was Xceed Speedstorm Metal. We're going to be answering the question right now in the video if you can put the attachments on the metal versions. Now obviously you can put the attachments onto the normal versions of, or you can put it on the normal ones, but let's see if you can actually put it on this one. just because it is metal, so I don't really know if it's going to affect anything or not. So we're going to get it ready. Let's see if you can put the attachment on. And you can. I'm going to leave it there. So you can indeed put the attachment on Speedstorm metal. It doesn't seem like there's any issue. Let me see if the attachment works. Sorry. Let me see if yeah, it works. It's supposed to stop movement, so yeah, I don't know how useful that's going to be, but for HASBRO fans wondering, there you go. Let me also show it with the other attachment. It's slightly harder to get off than the plastic, just for a brief moment. Let me get on this. This is with the zone attachment. So they work vice versa on those tips. Same idea. So I'm not too sure how much use that has, but I guess for HASBRO fans wondering, they did not screw it up, so that is a positive for the HASBRO fans. So moving on, we have got our scale, which is right here. We're going to be turning it on. We're going to be seeing the weight for everything to get an idea. We'll be doing comparison with the actual HASBRO counterpart. Set Hyperion chip is about 2.84. The starter is about 2. All right. Is this mirroring it? All right, the ring, how much is the ring? It is 7.64. Okay, 6.9, nice. We gotta see, 45 and about 23.63. Okay, that's cool to see. Now let's see how heavy it is. 14.62 grams. That is probably the heaviest driver. Although, just for HASBRO, actually no, is it the heaviest compared to even TT? How much with the attachment? Wow, that is really heavy. 18.82 grams with the attachment on the Speedstorm metal tip. So that is very heavy indeed. Although I don't know how much weight's gonna really help, but it's cool to see, just to do the measurements. Let's do the scaling now, just to see. So overall, we're looking at about 48.79 grams. I'll just place it on there since it's virtually the same thing. Get us about 52.97, and if I wanted to put the zone attachment, 51. So overall, starter seems promising if you want to get Speedstorm metal version of this tip and the chassis disc. I'm gonna place it on there, that's perfect. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be setting it up, and I'll firstly go side by side with the set one. We'll do battles with the set one and the counterpart. We'll do some other battles, I guess, against TT counterpart. And then we'll see. So just a little side by side. It's cool to see, it's cool to see. So, for future videos, by the way, okay, we're gonna be doing Super Hyperion. So, I need to go over, obviously, it does come with this nice blue launcher. I'll do a quick test launch with it, then I want to do it normal. So 3, 2, 1, let it rip. So we just did a test launch just to get the idea right now. And as we can see, that just gives us a good example. So now we're going to pick it up again. We're going to use a TT sparking launcher to get an idea of how fast it goes in its movement pattern. So you can definitely tell it has the metal weighting. Goes on the surge zones a little bit easier. So, just to say that. So in comparison to obviously normal Speedstorm, because there's more metal on it, the movement is a bit slowed down compared to regular Speedstorm. So we have 3 opponents for this video. It's TT counterpart, it's the other HASBRO version, and Cosmic Apocalypse for the fun of it. So we're going to be doing battles to see how it performs, and I'm hoping it's going to be good. This is Super Hyperion. Let's do the battles. Cosmic Apocalypse, Hyperion. It's fun to do battles because we can't tell who's going to win. Nice. Very cool hits. So far, none were really affected that much. Apocalypse. Whoa! That was definitely from Hyperion striking. You could definitely tell that was a very powerful hit. That's very hard to tell. I cannot tell if that was just a double burst or if one did before the other. We're gonna try that again. So let's launch. Catching up to Cosmic Apocalypse. It's going to be interesting to see who takes this one between the two of them. Which system will prevail? I don't know. I'm assuming Speedstorm, just because, you know. Surprisingly. That was sarcasm, by the way. That was sarcasm. It's not surprisingly. Anyways, let's go up against the normal counterpart. This will be fun to see. So we're going to see between the two of them which is better. It's kind of like a mirror match, but it's not. Already goes to Speedstorm Metal. First round. It's very interesting to say the least. Oh, whoa. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that Chassis Disc plus Speedstorm Metal is definitely very, very effective. It just took down the original one basically without the metal or anything very easily. I feel like at most these metal tips maybe could help with impact, I'm trying to think. Now I know what you're thinking, what do you mean by impact? I'm only saying it because if these things tilt, the metal maybe makes contact, but perhaps I'm not taking into consideration how it can make contact. I don't know, maybe if it was like this and I don't know. Next up, we're gonna be doing up against TT. I will do 3 rounds, best of 3. So we will alternate the launch order. So first TT. HASBRO. It is actually doing, it's doing better than the set one. It's doing better than the set one. Did we even get a click off of TT? Not even a single click. At least we're getting better progress, right? We're getting better progress. It's not the best, but it's doing a little bit better. So far, TT's in the lead by 2 points. So Speedstorm Metal does seem to work more effective for the gimmick of the stadium. But yeah, this is still going to TT. I'm gonna try one last thing, which is an all or nothing strong launch. Come on. Ooh, the HASBRO one gives a good hit. Not good enough. Unfortunately, that's why the double chassis are so good, because they actually help with burst resistance. But I do have to say the starter is very effective. If you don't care about the stadium, and let's say you're a competitive player, right, and you just want to look for the parts, I'd recommend probably just the starter. Unless you like the stadium's fun. It's fun to use the stadium, but if you don't care about the stadium, then the starter is good for the parts. I'm saying that because obviously for the difference between these two. Before we end off though, you get it. There is the recolor QR code. We're going to be zooming in. Bada boom, right there. There we go. There's the QR code. I'm going to just keep on pausing for a bit so you can scan it. Overall, though, it is interesting to see how these things perform. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is definitely an upgrade in performance, which is a very weird feeling. But yeah, that's where we're going to be wrapping it up. I'm just making sure I held it for a long time, just because I always know sometimes the things get locked out by the end screens. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think it's a good starter. It's more interesting. I really want to experiment with it, just because this system has a lot more potential than Hypersphere. But I don't know how much potential compared to Slingshot. Better, worse, who knows? Anyways, let us in the video. Oh, by the way, Xceed does not have rubber. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, it is not. But yeah, that would end off on that note. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.